All right, what is going on, everyone? And welcome to WreckTalk here. Hope you're having a good one tonight. I know I am. Before we get into it, and I have not read the first letter of this Touchdown Tim article, so I have no idea what to expect. We'll talk about Tech Virginia too. We'll talk about Tech Clemson. We'll do all of that. But first, to you guys. John Burns, as always, excuse me, says, remember, winning ain't free. Send a check, even if it's only $100. And this man used the keeping it 100 emoji. So you know he's not messing around. Mojo says, yo, yo. Yo, yo, Mojo. What's going on, buddy? He says he's out here living the dream. And I said, by the way, in the past two games, and if someone would have told me this was the case, I would have called him a liar. I would have said there's no way. 653 rushing yards in the past two games. 348 against North Carolina and 305 against Virginia. Something else, man. This offensive line is phenomenally better. And it's not even in comparison to last year. This is a legit good offensive line. But especially from where we came last year. Love to see it. CJ says, can King have another breakout game against Clemson? He absolutely can. And that's tied, if you watch my video today, directly into this, going off in the run game. When everything is on Haynes King's shoulders, we can't get anything going in the running game, and he feels like he's got to make a throw, he's got to force something to happen. That's when bad things happen. And it's not 100% on King. I even said, and I stand by it, when you take half of the playbook out of a quarterback's hands and out of the play caller's hands, I mean, you can't really expect a whole lot. Graham Boyd says, growing a Georgia Tech fan in the upstate of South Carolina. Does that mean you have a little one? I'd love more than anything to knock off the Tigers this week. Haven't beat them since 2014. In fact, there's not a team in the country that has dominated us like Clemson has. We've even beaten Georgia since more recently than we have Clemson. And this is the best shot we've had in a while. We'll talk about it. Clemson, especially offensively, has a lot of problems. David says, I think the light came on in the second quarter Saturday. Yeah, well, I think, look, I mentioned it in the members-only video. Speaking of, if you want to become a member, I did a members-only video today. I react to almost all of the press conferences. I still have to do the player interview press conference, but I did a tour of the WreckTalk studio. I took you behind the scenes and kind of went over all the equipment I use, what I'm planning to get in the future. If you want to become a member, there's a link in the description of the video, and there's a join button right below the title of the video. Graham Boyd says King and Singleton could both have big games this week. King is playing at a high level. He is. I mean, he had 206 or 209 yards passing last week with a touchdown, which is not all that impressive until you realize he also ran for 80-something yards and 2 touchdowns. That offense runs through Haynes King's legs, first and foremost. Excuse me. Mr. Rogers says, howdy, y'all. What's going on, Mr. Rogers? Nerdstop Rick, I noticed you made a mistake on the video earlier today. Key needs one more win to tie Jeff Collins' win total. He has 9 right now, 4 last season and 5. Yeah, I was just thinking 5 wins last year, 5 wins this year. But one of those wins last year was a Jeff Collins win. Somehow, by some miracle last year, Jeff Collins found a way to beat his alma mater, Western Carolina. So I don't know what he's doing tonight. probably at a men's bathhouse. I don't know. If you guys know, let me know. GT Faithful says, let's get the dub this weekend, Jackets. I agree. Mr. Gully says, curious to see if our defense can take advantage of the turnover-prone Clemson offense. Yes, they are turnover-prone. They had two turnovers last week against Notre Dame, but they won in part because I don't know how many turnovers Notre Dame had. I want to say 4. 3 or 4. I know that Clemson was positive in the turnover margin. Let's see. Chris S. is Papa Wreck headed to Clemson with you. We're driving up together. By the way, won't be doing pick'ems this Friday night. I won't have a live show Friday night because it's a noon game. I'm just going to go ahead to Papa Wreck's house. He lives way closer to Clemson than I do. He's up around the Athens area. In fact, he's close enough to Athens you can smell the stench a little bit. There's a faint stench in the air just being like 30 miles from it. But yeah, we'll be heading up. 2 friends of mine will be going as well. They won't be riding with us, but we'll have tickets together. Should be a fun time. And I actually talked with Pigskin Pete on the morning show today. I went on with him. That's on his alternate channel. I won't go into all the nonsense as to why that had to happen, but YouTube can kind of be a douchebag sometimes. And he's going to give me the lowdown on all the places I need to go in Clemson, South Carolina. All right, I about got down to the bottom now. Seminole says Miami found a way to do it. So I don't see why Georgia Tech can't, especially with them coming off a huge win and all. Well, I appreciate it, Seminole Seth. Miami is an interesting team. Slim Shady Kane seems to think TVD is a better quarterback than Haynes King. Seminole Seth, if you're still in here, what do you think? Do you think that TVD, picks in 3, is a better quarterback than Haynes King? Asking for a friend. I don't think so. Nerd says, I'll tell you what he ain't doing tonight, coaching any college football as it should be. Seriously, though, someone pick him up. I want him off our books. Yeah, he has zero reason. If you didn't know, generally how these things work is if you're hired by another team, your buyout is reduced by the amount that new team pays you. So he has no reason to take another job, and no one has any reason to hire him. Seminole says, Seth says, I'd take King all day. TVD seems just mentally broke. Well, it's interesting you say that, because I think Touchdown Tim will agree with you. I think he'll agree with you. And with that being said, let's get to it. Let's get to some Touchdown Tim. Let me. Why is my mug not showing on here? I don't understand. Oh, I know why. I can fix it. It's because I'm not using. Hold on. Boom. I redid my entire studio setup. I moved everything into the living room for the stream Saturday, and now all my stuff is out of place. So, pick your scene. Yeah, I have like I have 3 screens. I have like a right screen capture, a left screen capture, and all my monitors are now in different places, and OBS is like, what are you doing? I don't know what monitor you want me to do. But this is the man, the myth, the legend, Touchdown Tim. And Touchdown Tim, as always, has been on a tear. By the way, I don't know if Cord Griggs is in here. I think I said I had a Touchdown Tim shirt for him. When I went back and looked at my emails, though, someone else had emailed first, and they wanted a large, so it went to him. Apologies for that. All right, Week 10 rankings. Canes poised to spoil FSU. What do you have to say about that, Seminole Seth? There's Canes poised to spoil FSU. Michigan cheating saga continues. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with all that. What section will you be at the Clemson game? I don't know because they haven't emailed me my tickets yet. But once I know that, I will tell you. It's going to be in the Georgia Tech section, though. I can tell you that. I like how Touchdown Tim's picture is just basically a selfie from his local dive bar. Yeah, it is. All right, November 5th. He published this yesterday. Hello. First of all, first to all my fans, and second to all the deranged, Tim-obsessed haters. There are many, and they are all losers. So if you're wondering, am I a loser? You just need to ask yourself, do you think Touchdown Tim is delusional? If you do think that, turns out you're a loser. What did this guy say? Hold on. Oh, yeah. That was Coffee Killer commented on one of my members only videos about, I think I spent like 2,000 hours playing the same game. Anyways, welcome back to another round of rankings. Compliments of old Touchdown Timothy. Get ready for the newest rankings and updates on the Michigan cheating scandal, who is again left out of my rankings due to their potentially criminal actions to cheat and turn their dumpster fire 2-4 poverty program into a fake contender. Where is the 2-4 coming from? Am I reading that right? Cheating MFers. However, first I will give my thoughts on our Miami Hurricanes. So buckle up for another round of Touchdown Timothy. Now, I will say, I didn't understand why the FBI is involved. It's not related to the sign stealing, though. Evidently, someone, I don't know if hacked is the right word, they gained unauthorized access to Michigan's emails, computer systems, whatever, and that's what they're investigating. And it seems to coincide with the child stuff. I'll leave it at that. All right, Canes poised to play spoiler to FSU. You listen up, Seminole Seth, because he's telling you what's going to happen. I have many thoughts. Of course, but I will be concise. Well, he's always concise. This looks quite concise, doesn't it? Yeah, very, very concise. About broke my finger scrolling through all that. In case you live under a rock, I am required to do my duty as a journalist and report that, unfortunately, thanks to our mentally deficient coaching staff and TVD. Now he's throwing TVD under the bus. And this is what's hilarious. Even Touchdown Tim, for all the crazy things he's prone to saying, has a better take on Tyler Van Dyke than Slim Shady Canes does. I want you all to let that sink in. Touchdown Tim has a better take on TVD than Slim Shady Canes. Is what it is. Our completely psychologically broken quarterback who was my personal Heisman favorite before coaching incompetency ruined him. Now, that there could be some truth to that. I mean, how many offensive coordinators has TVD had? 4? He's had a different one every year or so. He's had 2 head coaches. We went to this dump of a city in North Carolina. Very miserable state. Now, I will agree with that. I hate the hell out of North Carolina. I hate North Carolina more than South Florida and the whole West Coast combined, possibly even Europe. And I know someone commented saying, what do you have against Europe? It sucks. That's what I have against Europe. And that's what I have against California, too. Where is everyone moving? Are they all moving to California? Are they moving to like Georgia, Texas, Tennessee? I'll wait. To play the NC State Wolfpack, or as I call them, the NC State Butt Crack. Wow, the Butt Crack. By the way, I don't know if you guys saw, Coach Coop, who I love, I think Coach Coop is great, lost a bet, and his wife filmed him go out in the woods, and I guess like he took his shirt off and had to howl at the moon like a wolf. And Pigskin Pete told me that on the morning show, and I was like, can you imagine telling, like, the wife, like, we talk about, like, the wives of different professions, like white coaches' wives and the sacrifice they make. Content creators' wives might be up there. Can you imagine explaining to your wife, hey, I need you to get the camera. I'm going to go strip naked, basically, in the woods and howl like a wolf at the moon, okay? And I need you to film it. My ex-wife would be like, that sounds like Deliverance, and that's a movie I only watch once, and I'm surely not going to watch the live-action version of it. Buzz Talk with a $2 super chat says, what's up, dog? What's going on, Buzz? Good to have you in here. He even blurred his package. He was butt naked? He literally got butt-ass naked in the cold? Man, your pee-pee shrivel up like a little popcorn kernel out there. I mean, not mine, of course. Not mine, but, I mean, most people's. Anyways, moving on. So, he calls him the NC State butt crack and suffered our first legitimate loss of the season. You will see a 3 in the L column. However, the first 2 were highly questionable due to the ACC ref rigging scandal, which he's the only one to have reported on. A fixing ring led by ACC ref and Georgia Tech fan and alum Jeff Hezer. By the way, that's not true. Jeff is not. This ref is not a Georgia Tech alum. That's verifiably false. Just go to his LinkedIn. He's from Illinois, I think. See my UNC and Georgia Tech articles for more on that. And the NCAA tampering with Transfer and Tez. Oh, that son of a bitch, Transfer and Tez. I can't stand his ass. Being miraculously unleashed mid-season by a crooked and unprecedented decision by the rigged NCAA. This time we can only blame our moron, numbskull coaching staff. And the horrible, well, you just blame the refs, though. He just got through, he did a whole thing on the refs are at fault, and then he said, this time. Okay, so this time he can't blame the refs. Okay. Rick, I love you. Give TD Tim a J. Jonah Jameson voice. I don't know what that is, and I'm kind of scared. That sounds like that porn star lady, but a male version of it. This time we can only blame the moron numbskull coaching staff and the horrible job they've done, and also the way they've crushed the mind of TVD. They crushed his mind. Jesus. By the time TVD's new name is INT from here on out. So no longer TVD. INT is TVD's new name. And Tyler Van Dyke is no longer Tyler Van Dimes. I hate to tell you, he never was. From now on, he's Tyler Van Not Worth a Dime. Wow. What a turnaround. What a turnaround. Tyler Van Dimes to Not Worth a Dime. He's a Spider-Man news reporter. Well, on his shirt, it says he's a sports reporter. Like, why would you put that on a shirt if it's not true, Seminole Seth? I mean, come on. J. Jonah Jameson, the guy who runs the Daily Bugle that Peter Parker works at. Oh, okay. Sorry, where's my mind at? I thought porn, evidently, it's Marvel. Okay, my bad. Feel bad for the kid, as it's not his fault. Listen, if you are reading this, TVD, and TVD is definitely reading this, I mean INT, I want you to know This is not on you, okay, bud? Okay, bud? Not on you, okay, bud? All right, sport. This is on your shit ass coaches who fumbled a Heisman caliber quarterback, I guess, with their pussy poor offensive schemes. I assume that's the word he means with P star star star. I don't think that's really the way. He kind of says stuff like a 14-year-old kid that just learned the word, and he just kind of inserts it wherever. But let's start with the $5 super chat. It says, my take, we lose Clemson, we go home, play Syracuse at 8, rest the field, make a bowl. We're not resting the field if we beat Syracuse. Make a bowl for the first time since 2018 on an ACC primetime game. I do think the Dodd will be rocking for Syracuse. Mike Jones has Miami going down like Enron stock. That's great. When you enter the portal this offseason, I hope you end up on a good team and wish you much success. But please, if Miami coaches are reading this, please don't let INT ever throw another pass in a Miami uniform no more. No more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, TVD. Don't throw picks no more. Anyways, this loss might be our first legitimate loss. All right, so Clemson finally has one loss, according to Touchdown Tim. I mean, how bad does Miami have to be for Touchdown Tim? Even Touchdown Tim admits they have one loss. I mean, that's probably the lowest point in program history. But it will cost us. We likely will be locked out of the ACC title game yet again, due in part to the ACC miraculously removing divisions, now that Miami would have likely otherwise been the key coastal contender. I don't know that that's true. Hold on. Where is Miami ranked? They would need... Miami's 2-3. They would need Georgia Tech to lose 2 more games in ACC games. So they'd need us to lose Clemson and Syracuse. They would need UNC to lose 2 more games. What is he talking about? And it's not like they haven't been in the ACC for 20 years. Like they haven't had the opportunity for 20 years. Anyways, I don't know why I'm trying to make sense of that. More rigging from the ACC. It's nothing new. Yeah, doing away with divisions, guys, has nothing to do with conference realignment. It has everything to do with screwing Miami right in their scrunchy hole. As a result, we will likely fall short of the college football playoff criteria, as well as we have a loss, plus the 2 asterisk losses, which are still not great. Yeah, asterisk losses, even though they don't count the same as a loss, it's not great to have them on your resume. And no conference title. So I believe Miami has been eliminated from the college football playoffs, as painful as it is to say. Thanks, incompetent coaches, squandered a magical run. Yeah, Miami was definitely on a magical run. And an excellent roster. Way to go, dipshits. TVD is better than King? No, he's not. He's not. This brings us to 2 conclusions. First, I have seen enough. Mario is now 0-2. What? And has this program in a worse spot than the incompetent jackass Manny Diaz ever did. Mario inherited a top 25 offense. I don't think that's true either, but Heisman caliber quarterback in TVD and a team that had just beaten FSU 52-10 the previous year, then nearly defeated them in Doak. If not for Manny's choke artist defense blowing the game on 4th and 13. And bottom line, Manny had beaten FSU 4 years in a row as a DC and head coach, then nearly won that game in Doak. Well, the thing is, Florida State's kind of gotten better in that time. up to this year, right? Then Cristobal comes in, inherits a great situation, and somehow goes out and gets humiliated by fake teams like Middle Tennessee State, blown out by Duke, humiliated 45-3 at home by FSU, missing a bowl with a 5-7 record, and now potentially still not going to improve on Manny's 9-4 season in 2020, or even his 7-5 season in 2021. Unacceptable. We have taken a step back. He needs to be fired along with his moron OC Shannon Dawson. And again, INT better never throw another pass again at Miami. My tweet from after the game says it all. Fire Mario Cristobal, fire Shannon Dawson, bench Tyler Van Dyke, F Cristobal and his incompetent coaching staff in the nightmare. Man, by the way, he's almost got 1,000 followers on Twitter now. Now my second conclusion is this. Can actually be a good thing for the Canes. Okay, somehow this is a good thing. With our college football playoffs hopes likely dashed, we are in a very special and lucky spot. It's lucky when you underperform. It's lucky. They should all go to the blackjack table. We still have the same talent we had when we were on the college football track, but now we no longer have anything to lose. Now all of a sudden they have nothing to lose. We are a powerful, talented team with nothing to lose going up against an undefeated 9-0 top 4 college football playoff contender. Do you smell what I smell? The perfect recipe for a spoiler. Now, he might be on to something there. I do think this is a dangerous game for Florida State. They best not think they're just going to roll over Miami. Many teams have done that this year, and it has not worked out well. This has all the makings of a classic upset. And even before all of this, I already know all along we would beat the Noles this year. This only solidifies it. Yeah, sucking hot ass is confirmation to him they're beating Florida State. So you can book it now. He's booked a lot of things that haven't come to fruition. The Miami Hurricanes will defeat the Florida State Seminoles next week in Tallahassee. And when they do, I want everyone to remember that Touchdown Timothy called it. And yes, I will say I told you so. Go Canes. This is what a lot of people do. They just predict their team to win every underdog game. And the times that it doesn't work out, they just overlook. And the times that it does actually come to be, they say they're geniuses. All right, official Touchdown Timothy college football rankings projection. With all of that out of the way, time to move on to the other Week 10 reaction, the new rankings. These are what I believe the rankings should be based on every team's resume and the eye test. As always, I will explain the top 10 since I know so many of my deranged Tim-obsessed haters will try to argue it. He's ready. I think he breaks these down one by one. All right, he breaks down the top 10. So he's got Washington, Bama, Oregon, Georgia. So he's got one-loss teams above Georgia. Washington at number 1, I guess, makes the most sense there. Texas, Ole Miss, Ohio State, Florida State's at 8. I mean, Ole Miss is lost. Texas is lost. Oregon has lost 1. Bama's lost 1. Florida State is behind all of them. Then it's Louisville, Miami. Miami at 10. Kansas, Oregon State, Tennessee, Oklahoma State, Utah, Mizzou, Oklahoma, Arizona. Georgia Tech at 19. How about that? Ranked ahead of North Carolina as they should be, and Iowa. Kansas State, USC, Kentucky, and A&M. You know, I like Touchdown Tim even more now. Top 10 resume. Number 1, Washington, no brainer. Already has the best resume, best signature win, Oregon by far in the country, and now have another major signature win over USC. And the nail-polished prodigy Caleb Williams. Bet he didn't write F Washington on those fingernails. Loser. Alihu Hazard. In fact, Washington bullied the USC Trojan Condom so badly they fired their defensive coordinator. That's true, too. The only thing that's curious with that is what took them so long. USC, I think, do they have the worst defense right now? It's like them and then Colorado, or Colorado and then them. It's really, really bad. I wouldn't want to mess with Washington right now. Respect. Dab them up. Bama. Well, look, guys, I'm sick of Bama, and I hate Bama. But we have to face the difficult facts and understand they're one of the best teams in the country right now. Their running back, playing quarterback, Jalen Milrose, has finally figured out how to win. Instead of throwing picks directly to defenders like he did against Texas, or how Tyler Van Dyke does every game for the past month straight. Are you listening, Slim? Milrose has figured out he needs to simply run sometimes. That's true, by the way. That's absolutely true. If I remember the highlights correctly, watch them still loaded on many beers after Miami debacle. Lol. He had something in the neighborhood of 5 rushing touchdowns against LSU. Wow. We know LSU has a terrible defense. Maybe perennial choke artist Brian Kelly should take a page out of dishonest Abe Lincoln Riley's playbook and fire the DC. But if these clowns in the media want to use 3-loss LSU, who I believe is unranked caliber and will be unranked by the committee, as a signature win for FSU, then we must be consistent. Signature win for Bama. Number 2, Oregon. I'm going to take these off. Number 3, Oregon. Even though Kirk Herbstreit blocked me on Twitter because and that is true. Kirk Herbstreit blocked this guy legitimately on Twitter. Because I told him Penn State's program should be permanently shut down after this scandal. Why should he block me for that? I must agree with what he said. Oregon is perhaps the scariest team in the country right now, and he is right. And this is good news, potentially for Miami. Oregon is still using Cristobal's recruits and now a real coach to mop the floor with the competition. Cristobal is a good recruiter, so Miami needs to follow the same plan. Fire Cristobal and hire a real coach. Fire him in year 2, yeah. And we will have a path to success right in front of us. Good work, Ducks. Now, the thing that he doesn't say is who are you going to hire? So you fire Cristobal, then who you're going to hire? Georgia. Now, this is his best take thus far. Number 4, Georgia. F Georgia. Makes a lot of sense. They will lose soon, don't worry. They're the defending champs, so I know they belong in the top 4 until they lose. But they will lose. In fact, mark my words. Are you ready, guys? Georgia Tech will upset Georgia in the final week of the season. Mark my words. Let's go. Do not underestimate the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackoffs. They will finish you off. F Georgia. This guy's a genius, man. This guy knows ball. This guy knows ball. I mean, I'm speechless. He says that they will definitely lose to Georgia Tech. Buzz Talk with a $2 super chat says, Tim obviously wants to be the head coach and quarterback. What a legend. Porter Uncle Lou is hilarious. Yeah, Uncle Lou is hilarious. He is funny. Number 5, Texas. Can't stand Texas either, but given their major signature win over Bama and their only loss being the so-called quality loss, I believe they belong at the top 5, at the 5 spot, especially since they have continued to win where their starter injured and their backup is awful. Perhaps it's time for Arch Manning next week. Stay tuned, but still don't count on this perennial group of losers and frauds. Texas will never be back. Mark my words, Texas will play their way out of the college football playoff. Guaranteed they won't be top 4 losers. Man, I have to get some water. I did not expect that. Whew. Oh. All right, Ole Miss. Ole Miss is a one-loss team. Only lost to Bama. When do they play Georgia? Is that this week they play Georgia? The second most disrespected team in the nation, besides Miami, of course, por supuesto. Ole Miss, tell me why these one-loss teams like Bama, Oregon, and Texas are being treated as college football playoff contenders, but Ole Miss is not. That's actually a decent point. Ole Miss also had a high-quality loss to Bama. Otherwise, they have won every game and dominated nearly every one. All of this against very strong SEC competition. We have LSU, who should be unranked, but is being called a signature win for FSU and Bama. Texas A&M, who I currently have at 25, and also ACC foe Georgia Tech, who he has at 19. This guy knows ball. Plus, for the mainstream media zombies out there, they beat Tulane, a fake team who keeps being thrown in the rankings. This is an excellent resume and one of the best in the country. The anti-Lane Kiffin bias is unreal. That man is an excellent and exciting coach. Awesome team. This guy, Touchdown Tim, has got a point about COFH. Depending on everyone staying healthy the next 2 weeks, I see Tech pulling the upset. Oh, clean old-fashioned hate. Yeah, Touchdown Tim's got it going on. Number 7, Ohio State. Ohio State is once again on the outside looking in. They have beaten 0 legitimate teams. Notre Dame has been further exposed as frauds by yet another embarrassing loss. This time to Clemson, who is still in shambles after Miami destroyed their program. That's true. That's actually true. Notre Dame sucks. There was a guy, a Wake Forest fan on the ACC show. Check out the ACC show Tuesdays at 7 on Pigskin Pete's channel. It's a good time. There was a Wake Forest fan on there that said, look, I'm telling you, Sam Hartman ain't all he's cracked up to be. I'm telling you. And he's kind of been proven right. Penn State is a terrible, terrible team with a pitiful offense who lost the only real game on their schedule so far. No respect to teams who beat nobodies and then look horrible against real competition. Based on these resumes, nobody Ohio State has beaten deserves to be ranked, which is why none of those losers are on the ranked list. Ohio State will have to show something else in the closing weeks if they want a shot at the playoff. If they win out and win the Big Ten, they will likely be in. Otherwise, pack sand suck eyes. Yeah, Miami and Ohio State have like this behind-the-scenes rivalry. Florida State. Here we go. Florida State. Bunch of effing frauds. All I have to say is get ready for them to lose to Miami on Saturday. Go Canes, FFSU, and their roster is full of 26-year-old seventh-year seniors led by their anorexic coach. Is Mike Norvell anorexic? And their 27-year-old game manager quarterback with 2 names, F your program, F your garbage stadium. Canes will own you yet again on Saturday. Go Canes. Seems reasonable. Pretty reasonable reined-in take on Florida State there. Louisville. Another big win for Louisville will keep them highly ranked. Yet another ACC team in the top 10, reminding the world who the best conference is. Reasonable. But remember, they too have to face the Canes. Our matchup next week after FSU, and that means we will possibly spoil 2 college football runs in 2 straight games. Get ready, Louisville. Canes have not yet forgotten you stole Lamar Jackson. Is there something I'm missing? Was Lamar Jackson like committed to Miami or something and then went to Louisville? I don't remember that. And us older fans have not forgotten the Big East days. Buckle up. Number 10, Miami. So, how many losses does Miami have now? Miami has 3 losses, and they're a top 10 team. Okay, pretty reasonable. Rounding out the top 10, our Canes. When considering our strong resume of wins. And by the way, none of their wins have asterisk on them. Only the losses. And the fact that we are truly only a 1.5 loss team. Well, what was the half loss? Since 2 of the losses have asterisk, I will be generous to the haters and say they are worth more than 0 losses, but certainly should not count as a full loss due to the major scandals hanging over them. However, due to the 1 legitimate loss to NC State butt crack, I believe we have fallen out of college football contention all the way to the 10th spot. But remember what I said, we have nothing to lose. We will be the perfect spoiler to the Noles. Mark his words, we will end their run this Saturday. Go Canes. All right. And as always, he commits an entire section to just Michigan. Michigan 1 or 2 on most rankings, but he doesn't have them in the top 25. Michigan, me cheating again? With rumors swirling around about possible Big Ten or NCAA action being taken against Michigan, it seems more and more likely every day they will be excluded from the postseason, and rightfully so. They are the most reprehensible cheaters in the history of sports, bar none. The deep cheating operation masterminded by the Michigan manifesto by this unhinged, disgraced former Marine Connor Stallion. Is he a former Marine? But he did have a manifesto. He wrote a manifesto about how he was going to bring Michigan back to greatness, and everything he was doing was for the good of Michigan. Who, according to some rumors, may have been dishonorably discharged from the Marines. Well, I feel like that's something you could find out. Is that public domain? Like, is that public knowledge? Can you look up if someone's been dishonorably discharged? It's hard to say. Where he built an enormous national web of spies. A national web of spies and cheaters may be just scratching the surface. The other major story developing is the fired Michigan offensive coordinator who is currently being investigated by the FBI for hacking, which we talked about earlier in this segment. And according to many credible rumors, it is believed he commissioned the hacking of Ohio State Buckeyes coaches' computers to illegally obtain footage of Ohio State practices. Many have argued that Connor Stallions may be arrested for his actions due to the severe financial impact they had on many schools, including Ohio State. The unlawful financial gain, the cheating awarded to Michigan, he also is being investigated for some form of possible fraud, and he was possibly caught dressing up as a Central Michigan coach to steal signs from Michigan State in person. Totally unreal. Can't even make this up. Unfortunately, a lot of that is true. 80% of that is true, and that is saying a lot for a Touchdown Tim article. Mojo says, I'm pretty sure a dishonorable discharge is public record. I'll ask Papa Rec. Papa Rec was an officer in the Army. He would know. Maybe he has some connections we can find out. So it's very possible that when it's all said and done, the FBI will be arresting multiple Michigan coaches. What a disgrace. Michigan can expect all of its wins over the past 3 years to be vacated and banned from the postseason this year, for sure. And to think they put in all this effort this year to cheat against the weakest, most pathetic schedule in all of FBS so far. What a joke. I don't know. Georgia could give them a run. Cheaters will be punished. F Michigan. F their cheating coaches. And F their delusional fans. F me and F you and F everybody. Defending their cheating criminal program. I have great respect for the sanctitude of the game. F cheaters like Michigan. I hope your whole coaching staff gets arrested for criminal cheating and fraudulent wins. Cheaters. Is that? I've got to look that up. Is Connor Stallions? Was he a Marine? No. Well, New York Post is a tabloid, so I'm not gonna take what they say to heart. Don't you love how like someone will post something like, "Oh, New York Post says that I'm right." It's like, yeah, that's a tabloid. He is a retired Marine. That is true. Okay. Dun, dun, dun. He was a captain, so he was an officer. He was an 03. All right. All right. So it doesn't say if he was discharged. I'll have to further investigate this. I'll get to the bottom of this. Anyways, he just calls them a bunch of cowards. Closing words. And with that, folks, Touchdown Timothy is signing off. I can't wait to hear what the haters crying and screaming so I can put them in their place. And oh, buddy, will he put you in your place. And most of all, I can't wait for Saturday when my Canes crush the Knowles at Doak. Go Canes. And by the way, does anyone ever click on these? 6 things not to do when selecting a financial advisor. Mail order weed is a real thing, and it's amazing. Yeah, okay. Mail order weed. I'm sure from a sponsored post like that, that's pretty legit. Where's my... There we go. Well, I don't think that disappointed, guys. I was thoroughly entertained. WreckTalk, I'm more concerned if Dabo falls down the hill this week going to. So I've given all my thoughts about the Virginia game in the video I released today on it. I'll no video tomorrow. If you look at the schedule, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday. So Wednesday I'll do preview for Clemson. Thursday will be Macho Wreck. I think Wednesday the live show I'll do picking the spread because I won't be able to do a live show on Friday. My initial thoughts on Clemson, or I don't really know what to think. Clemson is a very talented team, and you look at what they've recruited in the past 4 years, what their team's composed of. They're all top 10 classes. The thing is, they have a quarterback problem. Cade Klubnik is a turnover machine. They should be able to just pound the rock against us. He only did 4 videos a day. I don't do... And I probably will release a members-only video reacting to the player interviews that I haven't done yet. So, yeah, I only did 4 videos today. And I get up early to do those. So, is Tantor feeling better? I haven't talked to Tantor. I know he said he had pneumonia. He said that in his video. But as far as Clemson, here's the danger for Clemson. And I told Pigskin Pete this on the morning show. We do have a horrible we have a bad defense. We have a defense that struggles. We have a horrible run defense, though it did play well against Virginia. Held them to 351 yards, I think, and only 119 yards on the ground. Clemson should be able to just run the ball down our throat. But here's the thing. Moffa's prone to turning the ball over. They could turn the ball over with Klubnik, throwing interceptions, and that will mask some of our problems on defense. That, in conjunction with our defense is playing – it played a little bit better against North Carolina, made plays when they had to, played a lot better against Virginia. Virginia, though, is, inferior talent-wise to North Carolina and Clemson. Here's what I hope. I hope that Clemson is high off this win against Notre Dame. I hope Dabo thinks, oh, yeah, I got it figured out. Who cares about lowly little Georgia Tech? We've owned them since 2014. They haven't beat us once. In fact, who does Clemson have after, after us? Let's see. They have North Carolina after us. So, even though Clemson is what are they in the ACC? Clemson is 2-4. Even with that, could this be a trap game for Clemson after an emotional win against North Carolina, looking ahead to playing North Carolina? We need to do a telethon for Tantor. Sea-Dog could sing. That's true. We could. You better do 50 videos UGA weekend. Yeah, there'll be a good bit of content for. I mean, that's Thanksgiving weekend, so I'll have a lot of time. Appreciate it, T Branch. But I hope that's the case for Clemson. Dabo's been at war with his fans. Can you imagine if he loses to Georgia Tech? That'll be an interesting post game. Don't worry, Georgia Tech will knock the rest of the bandwagon out. I'm not afraid of Clemson like I have. Not that I've been afraid of in the past. This is, a good opportunity for us to go up there and get a win. Offensively, we're playing a lot better. 1,150 yards of offense in 2 weeks, 650-something yards of rushing. And we have a lot to play for. Clemson, they're way down. They don't have as much to play for as we do. We could get bowl eligible with this. We could break this horrible streak they have against us. I think we're going to be focused. I think we're going to be ready to play. Can we win 3 in a row? I don't know. They're an 18-point favorite. Brent Key is undefeated. Well, he's not undefeated because Florida State beat us handedly. But in general, being major dogs in road games, ACC games, Brent Key's pretty good. How's Clemson's defense? They're okay. Let's see. I'll look it up. I usually look up the CBS rankings. Let's see where they are defensively. Damn, they're ranked 39th nationally. They have the 20th ranked rush defense, the 8th ranked passing defense, and the 6th ranked overall defense. So they're pretty damn good defensively. Here's the problem. They have the 67th ranked rush defense last time I checked, and that's going to be changed. We have the 24th ranked rush defense. I'll look at ours after this. They have the 54th ranked pass defense and the 55th ranked overall defense. So Georgia Tech is way worse defensively, but they're way better offensively. Let's see what our jackets are. We have the 13th ranked rush defense, 43rd ranked passing defense, and the 14th ranked overall offense. So we're a top 15 offense coming in. It'll be interesting to see how our offense and their defense, who wins that battle. That's probably what the game will come down to. Defensively, we're still ranked 132nd. Rush defense, there's only one team worse. Pass defense, we're 76. We have the 129th ranked defense up to this point. So there's only 4 defenses worse than us, probably USC, Colorado, and then pick 2 other horrible defenses. So I'll have to watch some film on Clemson, see what they like to do offensively. I haven't watched a ton of Clemson this year. I watched them play Duke. All I know is they're turnover prone. In fact, I bet they have to be one of the worst in the nation in turnover margin. So anyways, let me roll up through some of the comments. I don't know. All of a sudden, I feel like nauseated. I don't know why. Former Marine, once a Marine, always a Marine, Semper Fi. And he was an officer, so he was a captain. Couldn't get that oak leaf, though, could he? Wasn't a major. He probably did like his 4-year whatever commitment and got out. That would be my guess for Connor Stallions. Anyways, you know what, guys? I don't know why I'm feeling awful all of a sudden. I'll end the show. I've been putting out a ton of content for you guys. I hope you're enjoying it. I'm excited as a Tech fan right now. I said in the video this week or today, I feel like we're starting to turn a corner. We'll see with how we play Clemson. You're right, John Burns. King and company coming. Do you know what else happened last week? Dabo became Clemson's winningest coach in school history. Yeah, he did do that. And we'll keep them at that 166 mark. Even more reason for them to think they own us. Yeah, I'm hoping they're all excited about that and they're looking ahead to North Carolina. Guys, I hope you all have a good night. If no one's told you,